Today we're going to be figuring out how to build the iOS version of an Expo managed React app. Stay tuned. Hello Fire App devs and welcome back to another video. My tongue is on fire from this really spicy basil stir fry I made. But it's not going to be nearly as fire as this tutorial where we're going to be building the iOS version of a React Native app. So we're going to be building the Fire To Do app I covered in my previous series. I know a lot of you were waiting for a tutorial on how to actually build the apps. So we're doing iOS app this week and then we're building the Android version next week. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, let's get started with building our Expo app for iOS. We're going to be deploying our Fire To Do app. If you don't know what this Fire To Do app is, this is an app I built full stack from start to finish using React Native and Firebase. If that's something you're interested in, check out my 4-part tutorial series linked in the description below. But for now, you can just go also find the GitHub in the description below and just go download it and follow along with that if you want. And this is just the code for it. But before we get started with anything, I want you to go ahead, go to expo.io and create an account. I already have an account, so I'm just going to log in for now. All right, I'm logged in, and you can see under recent builds, I already have a build like this. You're probably not going to have something like this because you haven't built anything. So before we go ahead and build anything, let's go ahead and type Expo Start. Make sure you are in the directory of the app when typing Expo Start in your terminal, and you should see something like this on the browser. And also have your iOS simulator launched on the side. Now go to the browser and click Run on iOS Simulator in your left column right here. That'll take a minute. It'll probably take a little longer for you because it'll have to download Expo onto your iOS simulator and then log in. Let me log in right here. I hope I remember the password I put in for this. It's a very simple password, as you can see. Let me try to log in with that. All right, cool. So as you can see, everything's working as we want it to. Getting these random warnings up here, but everything's working fine. Our Fire app is working. So just go ahead. Whatever app you're deploying doesn't have to be the Fire app. Could be any sample app. Just test it. Make sure it's working how you want. And then we can go ahead and exit this screen. Gonna clear it out. And then we're gonna type in expo build :iOS. There you go. It's making sure the project's set up correctly. Let me expand this so you could see a bit clearer. Now here it's gonna ask if whether you want it to be an archive or for the simulator. You want to select the first option to deploy to an Apple account, but we're not covering deploying in this video. We're just covering build, so go down and just hit simulator and let it run the build. And it's going to take quite a bit to run the build. So what this is doing is this actually uploading your code to Expo servers and building it on their end. So as long as you're doing the managed workflow, you don't really even have to be on a MacBook to build for iOS. The only issue with that is you won't really be able to test your app unless you have an iPhone available to you, but at least you'll still be able to build it. And yeah, so this build is going to take a few minutes. I'm going to get back to you guys when this is done. You can click on this link right here to check the log status. Okay, our build is done. It took me, I think, about like 10 minutes for it to happen, and then it gives you this link where you can view your build. So here it shows up 5 minutes ago. So I'm going to click on this. Scroll down and it shows you the iOS build right there. So I'm going to go ahead and download that. And here it is. Okay. So let's unpack the file and we're going to get this .app file. It's Fire To Do app and then has a .app at the end. You just can't see the extension right now. So what you're going to do is literally just take that and drag it onto the iOS simulator. Then we could go and click on it, and we have our app right there. So let's see if it works. It's gonna log in. Super secure password as always. And look at that, it's working. And just to show you, this isn't through the Expo. That's not even running on our end right now. This is the actual app. That's a standalone on our phone. Let me just go back to this browser window real quick. Expand that a bit. And here you could also see nifty things. You could see a few logs. See what's going on. So if something isn't working, you could go to the logs to check out why. And Expo overall provides a pretty helpful dashboard. It shows builds. It kind of almost versions them. Show your credentials, secrets. And yeah, this is pretty much how you build an iOS app with Expo. Now, one thing I do have to point out is if we go back to this, you'll notice this tiny app we built is 128 megabytes. That is a huge file. And I did notice a lot of you in the comments asking for me to do a tutorial on reducing a file size. So go ahead and get this video to like 20 likes. And I'll make a video on reducing the file size from 128 MB to who knows what. Because with the new version of the Expo SDK, we came out with something called EAS builds, which was previously only available for bare workflows, but now it's also available for managed workflows. It's in their beta, so I'll go ahead and do a video on that. If you guys really want it again, drop it in the comment below and get this video to 20 likes. Cool. I hope you're able to build your iOS app and get it tested out too. If you enjoyed that video, go ahead and leave a like and help a starving young Indian guy out. Please. Well, I'm not really starving, but I'd still appreciate that like a lot. And stay tuned for next week's video where I'm going to be building the Android version. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.